I know. I know. Look. Oh, we're on camera. Look, right there. Hi guys, it's Summer, and this is my dog Cerberus, and apparently he's my special guest star today. He's being a scaredy cat. He is the biggest animal in our house of 4 animals because we have 3 cats, but you would think that he was the tiny one because he gets so scared. Yes, you do. And the cats are actually scared of him because he's so much bigger than them. And I mean, to them, he's a giant. And that reminds me of today's story because we are talking about David and Goliath. Now, many of us already know this story, so you could probably help me with it. Now, remember, David was the youngest son of Jesse, and he's a shepherd. He spends all his time out in the fields with the sheep. Bye, buddy. So, 3 of his older brothers, remember, he has 7 older brothers, 3 of them are soldiers. They have gone to fight in the army with King Saul. And they were up against a big enemy, the Philistine army. Now, the Israelite army was on one hill, and there was a valley, and then there was the Philistine army. And every day for 40 days, there was a guy from the Philistine army, their biggest champion, and he was huge, who would come out, stand on the edge of their hill, and yell for 40 days. This guy was 9 feet 9 inches. That is really, really tall. Definitely bigger than my dog, who's now hiding from you. And he was wearing a big helmet. He had the armor. And he would go out there and say, "Give me your best man. We will meet down in that valley. And whoever wins is the champion. And the other one will be..." He said, "If you win, your guy, if he kills me, then our army will become your servants. We will be your slaves and you win." He said, "But if you lose, I kill your guy and we take you as our servants and slaves." Now, when King Saul and his men heard this, they were scared. All their courage went right out the window, and they were terrified. I mean, and these were guys who'd fought in battles. King Saul had led many, many battles and many victories. And yet, when faced with this huge giant of a problem, they had no faith. They were terrified, and it had them angry and even upset. And we know this because around the 40th day, Jesse had sent David, his youngest son, out with some food to go check on his 3 older brothers and to bring them the food for meals. Well, the brothers were not happy to see him. They're like, "What are you doing here? You just came here to spy on us and see what's going on." Man, I know I get grumpy when I'm hungry, but of course there was more to it. Because right around then, here comes the giant for that time that day. Gets out there, Goliath, and goes, "Send me your best man, blah, 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 kill, blah, blah, servants, yeah." And they're all, ugh. And David, though, who's completely new to the scene, he's not a soldier. Remember, he's a shepherd. He's like, "What is going on? Are y'all seriously going to let him talk about us like that? Are you going to let him talk about God like that?" Because Goliath was over there running his mouth and saying bad things about God, saying bad things about God's people. And they were just, "Oh, we're so scared," and they were taking it. But here's David, whose faith is huge in his relationship. Remember, he spends every day with God talking to him out there in the fields, I'm sure. And he's like, "How can you let this happen? Why hasn't somebody gone and fought him?" And they're all like, "Are you serious? What? You have lost your mind. Do you not see him?" But King Saul hears it. And David basically said, "Send me in, coach. Put me in the game. I will take this dude out." And so King Saul's like, at first, but they are kind of desperate. Everyone else is like, "Ah." So he puts a helmet on him. He puts some armor on him, his own armor. He gives him a sword. And there David is suddenly like, oh, he's got all this stuff weighing him down. And it was supposed to help him. But David's like, "I don't need any of this stuff. I have something more important. I have God. My strength is not in myself. It's in God. God will be with me. God will give me the victory. This dude is an enemy of God. There's no question about it," is basically what he's kind of saying. So he ends up, to everyone's astonishment, he takes off the helmet, takes off the armor, takes the sword, tosses it. He doesn't need that. And he goes down and he picks up his weapon, 5 stones. And he puts those stones into his bag. And everyone's like, what are you doing? Are you nuts? And again, David's like, look, God will be with me. God was with me when I fought the bear who was trying to attack the sheep. God was with me when I fought the lion when they attacked the sheep. He's like, God's going to be with me now. So he took those 5 stones and he met Goliath down in the middle in their battlefield. And all the armies are watching. And of course, like the Philistine army sees, you know, like there's literally, here's Goliath tall and here's David. And they're just like laughing probably. And no, we're about to take you guys home as slaves tonight because there's no way that the Israelites guy is going to win. No way. Hands down, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And even Goliath is a little insulted. Like, are you kidding me? This is what you sinned? Like, he's like, I can't believe this is your best soldier. But David is confident. He is there to win. He is there to fight. And he knows that God is going to give the victory. He even said, you come to me with a spear and a sword, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. And he put 1 stone in that little slingshot bag and he rolled it around and around and he let it fly. And guys, that 1 stone, just 1 of 5, flew across, went up and hit Goliath right between the eyes. And he fell. And he was dead. So everybody's just like, replay button. What just happened? God had given the victory. Goliath didn't even see it coming. Probably did actually, a little stone. But anyways, and God's army was victorious. Now remember that later on, David's going to take the place of King Saul as king. But that's a story for another day. What I want you to remember is that nothing is too big for God. Remember, this is the God who opened the Red Sea. This is the God who brought down the walls of Jericho. This is the God who cares for you and me. And he is with us. We don't have to go before, any big problems or enemies in our own strength or our own good thinking, how smart we are. We can trust in God to be there for us. He loves us. He is for us. He gives us the victory. And he wants to be there for you today. So I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go hang out with this big baby of a dog and remind him that he doesn't have to be scared of the cats or his own shadow or power cords that, never mind, long story. He's a crazy dog. So see you guys later.